Hey gang, and welcome to Weaver Music. Today we are looking at an electric guitar truss rod adjustment. We are going to be doing the adjustment on a 2006 Epiphone Futura Explorer. This thing is a beautiful instrument, but it needs a little bit of adjustments to be perfect. Now when we looked at it, we noticed that we had some buzzing right in here, and there was a bow in on the neck. So to make the adjustment, we need the hex key, a Phillips screwdriver, and a straight edge to check the actual straightness of the neck. Now if the neck is straight, no adjustments need to be made. It means it's perfectly straight, as you can see. If it's bowed in like this one, you have to tighten the tension a little bit on it. And if it's bowed out, you have to loosen the tension on it. And what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be tightening it. Now, don't make huge adjustments when you're tightening these things because you can damage them, and you don't want that. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a small 1/8 inch adjustment. But first, we're going to put the straight edge on here, and as you can see, there's a bow right in the middle. So we're going to go ahead and first we got to take the truss rod cover off. And there's 3 screws on this particular model, so I'm have 2. Get the first one off. Go ahead and start working on the second one here. And we're going to be very careful when we do it because obviously you don't want to damage the headstock or anything like that because you're trying to make it better, not worse. So we'll go ahead and get the second screw out, put it off to the side, and then we'll grab the third one. There we go. And now gently you're going to slide that truss rod cover over, being careful not to damage the headstock, and there you go. Now we have access to the truss rod adjustment. Now next we're going to go ahead and loosen the tension on the strings, which loosens the tension on the neck. And this is going to do 2 things. One, it helps a little bit with adjusting the truss rod because again you don't want to damage it. But the second thing is it gives us access so we can go ahead and get our Allen wrench in there to make the adjustment. Now again, this one's got a bow in condition, so we're going to tighten it. So once we get these strings moved over a little bit, we're going to go ahead and use our Allen wrench. We're going to put it in the truss rod cavity. Make sure we got to get it in there good and snug. And we're just going to make an 1/8 turn on it. Again, just a small minor adjustment, and do them slow and at a time. You can always keep adjusting, but you don't want to damage it. So now we're going to go ahead and put the strings back in place, and then we're going to add tension by tightening up the strings. We're not going to tune it up as if it's going to play, but we are going to add tension to it because you want to see what the neck is doing under tension or under load. So once we get these all in place, we're going to go ahead and tighten these back up and add some tension to it. And then we're going to grab our straight edge and we're going to put it back on there again and see where we're at. So we get this down on here, and as you can see, it's got a lot better. But there's still just a little bit of gapping in there, so we're going to tweak it a little bit more and make a little more minor adjustment. So we're going to go ahead and loosen up the strings again, take the tension off the neck, move the strings up out of the way, just like so. And once we have all those out of the way, get it all loosened up here, we're going to go ahead and we're going to take our Allen wrench again, put it back in the truss rod cover cavity, and we're going to do another 1/8 turn, tightening it. Once we get that done, just ever so slightly, we're going to be very careful. We'll pull it back out, and then we're going to go ahead and put tension back on the strings. So we put those back in position. Once we get those in place, be careful not to damage the strings either. We're going to go ahead and make those adjustments, tighten up the string, put tension back on the neck, and check it again. Again, we're not tuning it up, we're just going to get close, and we're going to put our straight edge back on it again. We got our straight edge, we set it back on there, and there you go. We got it straight. That's exactly what we were looking for. So we're going to go ahead and put it all back together. Tighten it up. Start by putting the truss rod cover on. Slide that back in place gently. And we're going to go ahead and get that aligned up in there, being careful not to scratch the headstock. And then once we have that in place, we'll go ahead and start putting our screws back in using our Phillips screwdriver. Alright, now we're going to grab our 3 screws and we're going to go ahead and put those back in. We're going to start with this first one. We're just going to use it to kind of hold it in place, but we're not going to tighten it down. And then we'll put the second one in. And then we'll go ahead and put the third one in after we get this one in there. And then we're going to tighten them down. Just be careful when you go ahead and you tighten these all down that you don't over tighten them, because you could crack or break the truss rod cover, or you can strip the screws out. So just gently put them in there, just enough to snug them up. And that's it. Tune her up and you're ready to start rocking with it again. So hey, thanks for coming out and watching our video, and we hope that this helped. If you like our video, please go ahead and smash that like button with a big thumbs up, and we'd appreciate you guys subscribing. You guys have a great day, and we'll see you next video.